What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite mother hustler, XOXO Mama Mo, also known as the Mama Mo. I know that it's been a while since I've made a video. I just wanted to kick off the new year, start over, and really just get an idea of where I want my YouTube channel to go. So here I am, back with another video that was actually really requested. First things first, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to my channel below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. It is XOXO Mama Mo for my Twitter and Mama Mo Vibes on my Instagram. I think I might change my name for my YouTube to Mama Mo Vibes as well, because I want to talk a lot about vibrations and frequency and things like that. I don't know. Comment below and let me know if I should change it or not. But anywho, today's video, I just want to talk about how I handle my financial operation of my businesses, what specifically I do for my businesses to see if my business is cash flow positive or if it is negative. So I use this sheet, and I'm going to actually walk you guys through how to make the sheet. How I make it specifically. I want to first put out there that I am not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. I don't do this for a living. I do this for my business. So I guess that is for a living, but I do this specifically for me. You're more than welcome to use what I use, but just know that I'm not a financial advisor, so my advice is not like professional or anything like that. Cool. So, and let's just acknowledge the fact that I've not done my hair because I haven't been anywhere. Didn't go anywhere for the new year. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and get started here. First things first, in a video that I recorded before on how I run my reselling business, I showed you guys my business expense sheet. I showed you guys my sales sheet. Just to recap on that, business expense sheet, I'm not going to show you because it's so simple. It's literally just what you've actually put into your business. So whatever expenses you've spent for your business, you put that in a sheet. Feel free to check out that video. I'll link it below if you want to see what it looks like. I just wanted to quickly show you guys what the sales sheet looks like, just an example. So I put the date that it sold, where it sold. For me, Poshmark, because I'm a Poshmarker, but for whatever it is that you're doing, it's so important to put where it sold or how it sold, because you want to know which platform it is that you're selling the most on or how you're selling the most. I put the quarter here, just item, I put example. So this here is without a cost of goods, how I would compute profit loss. So $16 sold, there's a $4 fee, made $10. I'm sorry, that should be $12. Excuse me. Cost of goods is 0. So then at that point, I would have made $12 total, because there was no cost of goods on that. That's just how much I made as far as the sale itself. Now over here, sold would be $20. This is if I had a cost of goods. So sold would be $20, fee of $4, made $16. If the cost of good was $6, then I would profit $10 from that, because I would take away the cost of goods from what I actually made, and that's how much I would actually make from that. So that's deducting all of the fees, which means that that's my net sales. So what I always do is I take these two totals here, because they're the most important. This is my gross sales, and this is my net sales. So this is how much I made just in general, with the fee obviously taken out, but that's how much I made. And then this is how much I actually made with cost of goods removed. So we would take that, let's just say $10 for example. Well, first let's do business expense. So I do them, my sales sheets and my business sheets, I do for each quarter. I do those separately by each quarter. When I come into this spreadsheet, I do them all the quarters are showing on this sheet. And that is so that I can see where my company is standing within the entire year. So this is like an annual spreadsheet for me. I just use Google Sheets because it's easy. It's a quick place for me to store it and come back to. But anywho, let's say business expense. Let's say I paid $10 in business expenses. and I have a gross sales of $50. Okay? That means that we profited for quarter one at $40. Sorry guys, I'm sick. Quarter two, let's say for example, we had business expenses of $100. You know, we went out sourcing a little bit too much there. Gross sales, let's say we had, again, $50. So, did I do that right? Yeah, I did. So basically how it computes here is it put negative. Ignore this one because I have to fix it, but obviously 100, the 50 minus 100, which is the sales minus our business expenses, that gives us what our profit loss is. It's obviously a loss because there were more expenses than there were sales. So here we just have to add these two together to get that total. So we would select both of them, click sum, enter, and that gives us a total of 110. Now this one already, it's because I messed that one up, but this one already totaled it for me. So this shows where our business is. It's in the red, meaning that the business is taking a loss right now. We are not cash flow positive. I could not pay myself. So we're $10, which sucks, man. $10? Come on, just get one more sale. You know what I mean? You can do it. But then over here, what we want to do is then calculate how much is actually going to be in our bank account. So net sales, which coming back over here is this total, but I'm not going to use that total, obviously. But let's just say, for example, we had net sales of $25 and $25 for both quarters. That's going to obviously total us at $50 net sale total. And then we're going to subtract what we owe the business, right? So we're obviously going to subtract $10, which gives us a total of $40. Now this total, it's very important because there's going to be a difference between this chart and the other chart that I show you. This total is actually the total amount that you're putting back into your business. So it's not profitable to you. Why? Because you owe the business. So $40 is just you repaying yourself, and that's in your actual business account. That's not a payday. Like you wouldn't get paid for that because obviously you're putting the money back in. Now it's your business, so you could use that money if you want to. And personally, if I was negative, I would use that money to continue sourcing so I can then become cash flow positive. But $40 would be the amount that you have in your actual business account, which is not something that you're paying yourself. I don't know. I mean, I know that that would be called net income for positive because it's income. I don't know if it's the same thing, being that you're not getting that money in your pocket. If you know exactly what it is that I'm talking about here, leave a comment down below because I'm not exactly sure. But I also want to point out one other thing here. The way that I get these to show up as red, so what I do is I just click these two. I come over here, I click operator, minus, and we're going to reverse these. So I would delete this, and we're going to be subtracting B5 from C5. So we'll put a comma there and put B5 and then click enter. So that gives us the amount. The way that I get it to show up as red and green is obviously positive, red is going to be a negative. So to do that, you would go up to formatting, excuse me, conditional formatting. And as you can see here, I added a new rule. So my rules over here, it shows up red whenever there's a negative sign in front of the number. It's going to show up green whenever there's just a dollar sign in front of the number. And that lets me know if there's just a dollar sign, there's no negative. It's positive, obviously. So that's how I do conditional formatting for these boxes. So this overall is how you would compute or how you would calculate a negative cash flow in a business. For cash flow positive, I already have the numbers. I just wrote them down. So business expense 10, we got gross sales 50, That should not be 60. That's actually going to be minus, because we're going to take gross sales and subtract the business expenses from gross sales. So we'll click minus. Delete this because we're taking G3 out of H3. And we get 40 there. Let's say for quarter 2 we did 100 business expenses, same thing. And let's say instead of 50 over here, we're doing 150. That's not 250. I don't know why it's doing that. I guess it's because it's a made up sheet or whatever. My actual sheet computes it right. We're going to do minus. And then we're taking G4 out of H4. So we put a comma and then G4. Total that. That's $50. And that's the profit. All right. And then right here, as you can see, we would total these two, sum, and that's how we get 90, even though it already said 90. So obviously our business is in green. That means we're doing good. You know, hopefully we're doing good. We got to check the profit margin, but looks like we're doing pretty good. We got, you know, a $90 profit. So here, let's say, for example, we have quarter 1 net sales at $25. Quarter 2 net sales, because this went up, the gross sales went up. Our net sales are obviously up. So we're at 100, let's say. So then we have net sales of 125. That's the total. And that you, again, would just get by sum. And boom, you get that. So now the way to compute the net income, the net income, which is what you're actually bringing into your business, we took net sales, right? And that shows us net sales is the amount that we have after deducting cost of goods, the fees and stuff. What we need to deduct also is business expenses. We want to deduct that because that's also a part of net sales. Like, in order to get to net sales, we need to know how much business expenses it is that we also paid, because business expenses are a part of it. So cost of good is literally just how much you actually paid for that item. But what about the, you know, if you had to pay for gas to get there, all of that. So what I do, I'm going to pull up my calculator, and I would take 125 and subtract the business expense, which is 110. That leaves us with $15 in the actual business. So in our business account, we have 125, right? But what we are paying ourselves, what you can actually give yourself as a payday, is $15. So over here, we had $40, which was something that's just in our bank account. It's nothing that we can touch. You know, it's just $40 that we have because we still owe the business $10. But over here, it's $15 because that's what you're actually walking away from. So I know that that's the net income. Like I said, I don't know what this is called over here. But it's not higher because this is not a higher number because it's a positive. It's a higher number because that's how much is actually in the bank account. This is what I'm showing you that you're paying yourself. This is in your bank account, 125. Okay, so I like I said, I'm not a financial expert on this. I don't know the actual terms for each one of them, but I do know that if this is positive, this is what I'm actually able to walk away with. So this number for me should be positive, and you know, because this is obviously showing as green. I know, like, that's probably a little confusing there, but you know, like I said, I'm not the best at explaining this because I'm not, but basically I even left a note here. You would still owe money in the company, so this amount would go back into the bank account to repay the loss, but I'm not profitable, so I wouldn't be able to pay myself with this. So that's not a payment towards you. This is a payment towards you because you're positive. I hope that makes sense to people. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much how I operate my finances, how I just keep track of everything for my business. I hope that helps someone out. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know. If you guys did like this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. You know what I mean? And share this with your friends, anybody that you know is a business owner and needs this. I know it's not super, super fancy or high tech or all this other stuff that people use, balance sheets and all that. I usually prefer to do that at the end of the year, but this is just how I keep track of each quarter and making sure that I'm profitable. Also, too, I wanted to point out, just to see your profit margin from here, you would take business expense and divide by your gross sales. So that would be 55%. So this company is doing good, 55% margin. But for me to comfortably live, I would have to have like a 70% margin. So you got to do what works for your business. But yeah, this is pretty much the sheet that I use. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. Happy New Year.